So I have something really, really powerful to share with y'all. This morning I was reading the Bible, which is my favorite book. And I learned about, well, I'm not going to say I learned, but I was reading and then I was reading about the law of faith. And this was just so profound to me. As I read, I stopped reading and it just all like kind of hit me at once how it was just like, wow, and I started speaking it. And I just started speaking like I was teaching myself. And so it was so good to me. I got up. I'm like, shit, I need to make a video. And so here I am. And that's what I want to talk to y'all about today is the law of faith. And this is such a powerful law. It is so powerful, so profound. And I hope that you get it when I explain it to you, because man, it will change your life. And not only that, you'll understand why this world is the way it is. So, the law of faith. What is faith? Faith is belief. And I think we all know how powerful belief is. I mean, everything around you is a manifestation of someone's belief. Every house, every building, every skyscraper, every airplane, every car or automobile, vehicle on the road, every road. I mean, sheesh. Like you could go on forever, but literally everything that you see that was made by man is the manifestation of belief. And so you see how powerful belief is. Now, I'm not a Christian. I'm not religious. But the Bible is my favorite book. And it's a really powerful book. It's a lot of shit in there I don't read. I don't pay any attention to. But there's a lot of good shit in there. And so one of those really good, powerful verses is there's a place in there where it says, if you can believe, all things are possible if you can believe. And, I reworded it, I didn't put it in like the old English, language or whatever, I just made it modern day. But point is, all things are possible if you can believe. And you see examples of this all around you. There was a time where, a couple dudes was trying to develop an airplane and people mocked them and ridiculed them because they didn't believe that it could be done. But the people working on it believed it could be done, and they made it happen. Right? There's so many examples of people, achieving amazing things because they believed. People doing things that has never been done before because they believed. I heard a story. I don't remember who told it, but it was about running. I believe it was a 6-minute mile, I believe. And I don't remember who the first person was to do it, but before whoever this person was, the first person to do it, before he did it, no one believed it was possible. But he believed it was possible, and he did it because he believed he could do it. And once he did it, then a lot of people started believing that they could do it too. Right? So that's how powerful belief is. And so the law of belief, it says the law of faith, I like the law of belief better. It's the same thing. But there is a law that governs belief. And this is where it gets so powerful. If you're having trouble, if you're struggling, like to believe in yourself, for example, to believe in your abilities, to believe in your gifts, like whatever the case may be, right? There are ways that you can strengthen your belief in yourself or in whatever area you need to strengthen your belief in. And this is the law. And the law of belief, or the law of faith, whichever you prefer, states that faith or belief comes by hearing. And that's all it is to it. That's it. That's the whole law. How do you believe? How do you, I've heard people talk about, they want more faith, right? They want stronger faith, right? Well, how? And, people will pray for that. And that's the wrong way to go about it. Excuse me. That's the wrong way to go about it, because the law says that faith or belief comes by hearing. You have to hear. That is so profound. And you know why? This is why it's so profound. Well, this is another reason why this just blows my mind. And I've always known this, but see, the thing about understanding is you can always go deeper. There's always new levels. And, I'm not saying anything deep. But the understanding, I just recently gained a deeper level of understanding about this, and that I can't share with you. It's really mysterious, but I can't share that with you. All I can share with you is the words. And, if you hear this enough, then you'll go deeper in understanding. And the tricky thing about it is you'll hear me and you'll think you understand because you understand it up here. But there's deeper levels, like there's unlimited levels of understanding. And that takes place in here, not up here, in here. Okay, so where was I going? Shit. I was talking about, boom, I got it. This is also why this is so profound, okay? Because faith, you can strengthen your faith. You can strengthen your belief in yourself by hearing. And the word that you need to hear, whatever it is that you need to hear to strengthen your belief in yourself, or to strengthen your faith or your belief in whatever you want to strengthen your belief or your faith in, the words that you need to hear are in your mouth. You realize that this means you have the power to strengthen your faith and your belief in yourself, or whatever you want to strengthen it in. And that power is speaking. right? So a great example of this is affirmations. I've been doing affirmations for a lot of years, and my affirmations, I've used affirmations to build up confidence in myself, because I would speak good things over myself, and like, you can do that as much as you want. The more you hear it, the more you will believe it, right? And this is why, okay, like, you look in society, right? This law, there are people in high places, that kind of run all this shit on a physical level. They think they running shit or whatever. But there are people that understand this law, and they use this law against us, right? And and here's the thing about it. Notice that it just says faith comes by hearing. Belief comes by hearing, right? It doesn't matter what you hear. It doesn't matter if what you're hearing is the truth or if it's a complete lie. If you hear a lie enough times, you will believe it. And here's a perfect example of this, right? Human beings drink milk from other species. We drink cow's milk and goat's milk. And we're not cows. We're not goats. You know why we do that? And it makes perfect sense to us, and we don't see anything wrong with it. And you know why that is? That's because we've been hearing for years, decades, hundreds of years that milk is good for you, right? And we've been brainwashed, and this is how we are brainwashed. This is how we are conditioned. This is how society, or, the people that, have their own agenda and that just kind of want to control the minds of the masses. This is how they do it. This is how they brainwash and condition us. By repeating, their message, like whatever it is they want us to accept and believe. They repeat it over and over and over to us. And eventually they know that we will believe it. It don't matter how ridiculous it is. Right? So with cow's milk, like, it's so obvious that we shouldn't be drinking cow's milk, right? Our moms produce milk when we are infants. And up to a certain period of time, our moms stop producing milk. Up until the time where, I don't know, maybe like 3, 5 years old, 6, something like that. But mothers are not producing milk when their children are grown, or when they're like 16 or 15 or 12 or 10. And 10-year-olds aren't still drinking milk from their mama's titties. A 16-year-old ain't sucking on their mama's titties. A 25-year-old ain't sucking on their mama's titties. No milk is even being produced. Why is that? It's because we're not even supposed to be drinking milk past a certain point. Nobody's milk, not even our own mom's milk, past a certain point. That's why it's stopped. It's just no longer produced. There's an intelligence, there's a divine intelligence flowing throughout all of our bodies. And, in a mother, it lets the mother's body know when to stop producing milk. Milk is for infants. Even with animals, even cows, Cows produce milk for baby cows, not for human beings. Human women produce milk for human infants. Right? So even cows, they produce milk for a certain period of time. After they've had a baby cow, a baby calf, they produce milk for a certain period of time, and then that same divine intelligence is in the cow, and it communicates to the cow's body when to stop producing milk. But what dairy farmers do is they trick the cow or the cow's body into believing it's always pregnant. And so this is why cows are always producing milk. But this is not the way it works naturally. They are violating laws of nature, like they're manipulating laws of nature to make a cow produce milk like nonstop. As obvious as this is, that human beings should not be drinking milk from a cow, we do it, right? And as many diseases as cow's milk is linked to in human beings, we still drink it. And this is because we've been brainwashed and conditioned into drinking it and accepting that we need cow's milk. We need to drink milk from a fucking cow. And we believe that because we've heard it over and over and over again. You know, like, shit, my mom taught me that. Her mom taught her that. Her mom taught her that. Her mom taught her, like, and, you know, the father too, not going to, you know, not include the father, you know, the mom and dad, and, you know, taught them, and their mom and dad taught them, and their mom and dad, like, who knows how far back this goes. So then we're born and we come into this world and this is what we're taught from, like, forever. You know, as long as we could understand, we've been being taught that cow's milk is good for you. So the point is not cow's milk. The point is, this is how the law of belief or the law of faith works. And just as, you know, these people, whoever they are, this, you know, kind of, you know, pushing their agenda upon us all to, you know, in an effort to control how we think and to control what we believe and to just kind of make us line up to, you know, their way of doing things, you know, we can use this same law for our benefit. They use it for their benefit, right? Because we drink cow's milk, they get rich off of us drinking cow's milk, and then we get sick from drinking cow's milk, and there's other people getting rich, you know, when we go to the hospital, and then when we buy their prescription drugs, right? So everybody's getting rich off of our ignorance, and we're suffering, right? So what I'm saying is you can use this law, you know, for your benefit. You know, you should be using this law. I'm telling you, the most important thing in this world, there's nothing more important than what you allow yourself to hear. And you should, if you're not doing it, you should be consciously taking charge of what you hear. Do not allow yourself to just listen to anything. You have to pay attention to what you're listening to, because everything you listen to is programming your mind on a subconscious level. These are programs, like you are brainwashing yourself. You are like whatever you're listening to and what you listen to the most. What you listen to the most will have the most influence in your life. You have to take charge of what you listen to, and listen to things with a purpose. There should be a purpose. Is what you're listening to helping you to become the person you want to be? Is what you're listening to helping you to grow? Is what you're listening to helping you to evolve and mature and to reach your goals? Is it increasing your income? Is it improving your health? Is it improving the quality of your life? Like, what are the things you listening to doing for you? Is it just making you laugh? Right? Is it making you angry? Like so many of us, we listen to shit that makes us angry. We listen to shit that makes us sad. And we really don't understand what we're doing. Because everything we listen to, it will multiply and reproduce in our life. The law of faith. Faith comes by hearing. If you hear sad, depressing shit, then you will believe in sad, depressing shit. And sheesh, it'll just have a tremendous amount of influence, not just in your life, but in your everyday mood. Right? If you listen to things that make you afraid and make you fearful, like this pandemic bullshit and, whatever. Like, I don't listen to none of shit, so I really don't know. But I'm just saying, if you listen to shit like that, then it's you're building your faith in shit like that. Right? And so you'll be like so many people that I've seen, especially during the height of the so-called pandemic, like so many people was just living in fear. So many. And it was sheesh. The law of faith. So I'm about to wrap this up, but start taking charge of what you listen to. And what you listen to, do it consciously. Ask yourself, if you're listening to something, just ask yourself, is this benefiting me? How is this benefiting me? Is this helping me in any way? And you can do what you want, but you should listen to what you listen to with purpose and intention behind it, not just just to be randomly listening to shit, because it all comes with the consequence. That's the law of faith or belief. Faith and belief comes by hearing, and whatever you need to hear. If you're not hearing it out there in the world, if you're not hearing it from your favorite speakers or teachers or whatever, you can speak it yourself.